what do you guys sell over here?
So basically what we do is at Caesar, we're a vinyl company. We're a manufacturer of heat transfer vinyl, pressure sensitive vinyl, and also recently equipment for cutting vinyl as well. So at the show, we're showing not only our basic products and our standard products like our Easy Weed, which is in the market one of our most traditionally used products for multi-layer and multicolored jobs. We also have some really, really cool products that are specialized, like the Easy Weed Eco Stretch. This is actually 100% recyclable material.
And is this for Easy Stretches for like a polyester?
For more of your polyester garments,
Athleisure?
anything that has athleisure is money. But we also have it in our electric, and then we also have an Easy Weed line that is our glow in the dark as well. So it's all the fluorescent colors. One of the cool parts about this, especially for the folks that like brands like the Fear of God and those essential brands, is a product that we actually manufacture.
So you're telling me Fear of God is using vinyl?
In some things, that's a great opportunity and a great way to start in decorating. So for us, we manufacture for a lot of the larger, I'll call them the larger athletic companies, with full disclosure of not obviously saying who they are. However, the Brick 600 is one that if you feel it, you'll recognize it.
So you guys can't see it in the camera right now, but this brick right here, it does have a lot of texture to it. So
Absolutely.
the regular, what is it, Easy Weed?
Yep, the regular
This
Easy
one
Weed
is going to feel more like a sheet of paper or a sticker.
Yep.
Whereas this brick material right here, it literally has some sort of like raised feeling to it. And again, full disclosure, a lot of your favorite brands are probably using something like this.
And all I have to say is just do it. That's all I'm going to throw out
Just
there.
do it.
All right, so we'll put it out there. Now, the really cool part is about some of our products as well is when you mix that Brick 600 with a product like the Easy Weed Eco Stretch, you get this embossed effect with it. So not only can you have just your
Wait,
flat.
what is this?
So this is the Brick 600.
brick, and then what is
And then this is Easy Weed Stretch that's above it. You want me to
on
actually
top
demo
of
one
it.
for you and show you how it's
Yeah,
done? You get the
okay.
choice of shirts. We got blue, yellow, we got a purple in here, black, and a red.
I'm a purple type of guy.
Purple, I like it. Okay.
Well, who's supposed to be wearing these shirts right here?
These are from my closet exclusively, but it's okay. No big deal. Alrighty, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take not only a product called Brick 600, so just like you were mentioning of the Easy Weed. Easy Weed is typically about 90 microns thick. Brick 600, being that it's 600, it's 600 microns thick, so it's almost 6 times the.
What is a micron?
So a micron is a measurement of how thick the product is. It's a very small measurement because obviously inches, millimeters don't work. It's less than that. However, when people are dealing with micron, like as far as thickness on a garment, that's just going to let you know how heavy that garment's going to feel afterwards.
So the 600 is thick. It's got a lot of girth to it.
Yeah. So with that, all I'm doing is preheating the garment. We always recommend that because obviously we want to get all the additional moisture out of the garment, as well as allow that cotton to shrink down a little bit for us. We'll take our brick layer, which is our Brick 600, and we're going to simply apply it to the shirt. Now, most of our products here at Caesar apply at a time and temperature of 305 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. So for the brick, I'm only going to hit it for about 6 or 7 seconds. And really the point is to allow the carrier to release from the material. Then we're going to seal it in with the actual Easy Weed Stretch towards the end. So some of our products are hot peel, which means right off the press, you can peel that carrier. Brick 600 is one of those products that you have to let it cool for a little bit before you actually peel it off. But once we get a peel going, right there. Now you can feel it. Even just being on the shirt, we can feel that it has dimension.
Just do it.
So with that said, now what I can do is take that Easy Weed Stretch layer, and the one big benefit of any of our lines that say Easy Weed that start the name is they're all a 1 second tack. So what that means is I can take my Easy Weed on the garment itself. All I'm doing is lining up my top layer with my bottom layer. I can go ahead and hit that for a couple of seconds here. The heat presses are still heating up this morning. And then I can peel that carrier off. So what you're going to see in the garment at first is you're going to see that there's not a lot of impression in that embossment, right? Because we have this thick carrier, this plastic or mylar carrier that's above it. So what we need to do to go ahead and seal it in is we're just simply going to flip the shirt over. If you have a heat press at home, use that bottom rubber pad to your advantage. And what we're going to do is we'll just go for a medium to firm pressure press on there. We're using the pad to actually imprint that Easy Weed Stretch onto the garment, getting into all of those cavities themselves. And then once we flip it over, we have a really cool brick embossed.
Wow, so this is really creative, where you guys are looking for sort of the embossing sort of print. This is really creative because essentially what he's doing is he's mixing 2 different types of vinyl to get this sort of effect.
Yeah.
Can you, I see that you have the puff print as well too.
Absolutely.
Can you show us that one?
Yeah, we can definitely. So we have a product called our Easy Puff. All it is a puffable vinyl. Now, We have it in some standard colors currently, but what we actually are coming out with is 2 metallic colors. So we're actually showing it here at Printing United in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Georgia World Congress
What's the
Center.
girth on this one?
This one starts out at 90. It probably bumps up to like 500 or 600 once you press it.
So once you get some heat in there, the girth will grow.
That's it. All it takes is a little bit of heat, man.
A little bit of heat. That's all it takes to grow.
I love it. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm going to press that. Right now, the press is actually heating up to 305, but it's at 280, which is a great point to start with the puff. Now, with puff, sometimes we don't always get that perfect press every single time, but when you come to the Caesar booth, you get a perfect press every single time.
Wow. So a lot of our customers, there is a lot of puff print vinyl in the market.
Yeah.
And the number one thing I hear is like, oh, it's not puffing correctly, or it's not doing this correctly.
Yeah.
What is the difference between y'all's magic sauce and whatever else is
What
in
it
the
was is not only our chemical compound, the way that we manufacture all of our products, we have that CPSIA seal of approval, Okotex approved, vegan friendly products. One of the big benefits is that we have found, and we spent a lot of time research and develop on how the best ways to apply these things to garments are, because that's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
We make and we have manufactured heat transfer vinyl, pressure sensitive vinyl, digital media since 1970. So with that said, when we go into R&D mode, every single person in the company gets involved with that.
You got the mad scientists going on.
That's it. That's it. We go back to the lab and we figure it out. Yeah.
So the one thing I like about shopping with these companies is that when you go to the smaller guys, yes, you might be able to get a cheaper price, but guess what? When you do the puff print and it doesn't puff correctly and the girth isn't 90 and the girth is 10, and you're like, why isn't it like that? Well, guess what? You're gonna actually end up paying more because you're trying to save money on the front end versus you just paying more on the front end and then not having to reprint it 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
So that's something that you guys have to think about whenever you're printing, is that I call it the poor man's tax. You try to go and find the cheapest vinyl, but then it doesn't work and you have to print on 4 different shirts, and there you go, you just wasted 4 shirts.
And remember this too, guys, is that when you have a basic garment, you put a product like an Easy Weed, it's a sellable product, right? But when we start adding puff or dimensional things like brick and adding different dimensions and also characteristics of products that you can kind of play into your design, that becomes that premium level product. So now for you starting a business, we don't have to start selling $5 t-shirts all the time. We can start building a brand pretty quickly and start elevating ourselves to the next level right off the rip.
So we were around the corner, right? And
Yeah.
one of the DTG guys said, vinyl is the worst. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
What would your rebuttal be to him?
Absolutely. So here's what I say. All right, right now DTG is an incredible thing. DTF is an incredible process, especially a lot of the POD companies, the print on demand guys that are getting these ripping out really, really fast. It's awesome. Here's what I can say about vinyl, and I'm not going to bash them. All right. But what I will say is that with vinyl, especially here at Caesar, with things like that certification of CPSIA, which means that it's child safe between the ages of 0 to 14 years old.
So you could have your 14-year-old kid weeding vinyl for you.
I will promise you, on the lives and the stuff that I do, even when I'm on HSN or anywhere that I do multimedia stuff, I actually eat the vinyl. Like, I'll bite it. I'll take bites of the vinyl just to prove to it. It is a safe product.
Eat this vinyl for us.
Listen. Let me see if I can grab one.
No way, this man's about to eat vinyl.
Listen.
Here, let me get a piece with you, bro.
There we go. Here,
Let's take a shot together.
let's take a shot together. There. Look at.
I like girthy vinyl.
That's it, man. Listen, I'm not saying go out and eat vinyl, but what I'm saying is at the end of the day, here's the thing with the products. The products are safe. They're clean for the environment, especially with 100% recyclable materials. And what we try to do just on a high level is keep the premium of the vinyl in the manufacturing process, so that you can rest assured that whether it's adhesive that you're trying to shake onto your design, or it's different inks and stuff like that, that you know that these products are safe. We manufacture for the racing industry. We manufacture for the fashion industry. So it's really important to these companies, especially on the school levels. It's really important for them to have products that are also safe for the environment, safe for kids, safe for everybody. So,
What would you have to say to somebody who's like, man, I love vinyl, but I just hate weeding it? What's your
find yourself a company that does it for you. They're just like there's a bunch of print on demand companies.
There's companies that weed vinyl for you.
There are companies that will actually weed out vinyl for you. They'll do some of that process, and also to think about the way that you're designing, right?
They got a bunch of 14-year-old kids in the back.
Yeah, listen, I don't. But at the end of the day, it's still CPSIA compliant, so it's okay. No. But with that said, find yourself, there's companies out there that will weed for you. There's companies out there that will design for you. We're in a day that's kind of cool. We have a mix of automation with AI technology and the way that we can design, and we also have really good premium products, whether it is vinyl or it's large format printing or flatbed printing, UV printing, DTF, DTG, screen print, and everything else that's out there. Find something for you that works. Vinyl, weeding out 200 shirts in vinyl, guys, I work for the company, right? I don't weed out 200 shirts all the time in vinyl. Sometimes going that print on demand is the right path. But listen, at the end of the day, when you have those one-offs, you have those names, those numbers, you have those specific designs that you're trying to get those one-of-ones and you're trying to build a brand, start yourself out with a premium product and then go the print on demand route later on, because you don't get the dimension and effect.
This is what I'll say about weeding vinyl. I started Superline Wholesale. When he says he wouldn't weed 200 shirts, guess what? I weeded 1,000 shirts a week. And that's how I got here. So
hey, we are not talking about my personal business. We're talking about at work.
Oh,
so
okay,
yeah.
So
for sure.
I think personally for me overall is I don't think vinyl is ever going away.
Yeah.
As much as there's DTF and DTG,
Mhm.
when it comes to a print like this, you can't get it cheaper and better quality than doing it with vinyl.
Mhm.
Like there's literally no way. Like a print like this, if you do the math, it ends up being sometimes like 25 cents,
Yep.
10 cents. It doesn't matter where you find a screen printer. No screen printer is going to be able to do a 10-cent print job
Yeah.
for you. And also the other element of it is that it's really great for sampling.
Yeah.
If you want to do a screen print of one shirt, it's going to be so hard. And even with DTG, you have to get a pre-treat machine. You have to get a DTG printer, then you have to dry it. Whereas with vinyl, all you really need is a vinyl cutter. And if you don't even have a heat press, you can literally use an iron.
Home iron. Yep.
Yeah, you can use an iron, and it's a really good way to start.
Yep.
If people wanted to find this brand of vinyl,
Absolutely.
where could they go?
So what you can do is you can head over to CaesarNA.com. That's SISERNA.com. Be sure to follow us on all social media at Caesar North America everywhere. You will see my face again, as I'm the lead educator and also one of the ones that does all of the content for the most part, amongst with our social media manager, Anna. But also you can find us in all of our distributors. Every major distributor inside this building right now, they sell our products. So we don't sell direct to the end user, we sell through distribution. It allows us to focus on the education and the product quality as opposed to just pushing out a product and trying
Why
to
is
sell it.
that? Why is that a standard? Because I've been to all the other printers too,
Mm-hmm.
and like the guys who sell DTG printers, they don't sell like direct. Why is that a standard in this space?
Well, I think right now everybody is trying to take a focus on the education and building the content around their equipment and their way of designing and creating and doing finished goods. So a lot of us in the manufacturing side, we prefer to go to the distributor because not only is it mass distribution, but it's also, a company like a GSG who's one of our partners. They may be great in the corporate segment, but then an all-American print supply that's also here at the show, or US Cutter, may be more for the street crafter style folks, And that's the thing is like, you get the diversity of the industry through distribution so that everybody's connecting, and no matter who goes to who in our sector, they all are speaking about vinyl and about our product the same way, because I'm able to focus on educating a mass group of people, and then they can distribute to a bigger mass. Yeah,
Make their cut.
absolutely.
Well, I appreciate it.
No problem.
If you guys, I can't stress this enough. My dad taught me this. It's called the poor man's tax. Again, you can go out and find cheaper vinyl, but what's going to end up happening is that you're going to print one shirt. It's not going to come out right. You're going to have to buy another shirt. And eventually you're going to end up spending more money. So my philosophy when it comes to manufacturing is it's better to pay more upfront for higher quality stuff so that on the back end, you're not having to redo the job. We say giving y'all free game. Now we're showing y'all the best vinyl in the game.